Hello, I am Sarah Henry. I am the instructional coach here at Anna Grace Academy of the Arts Middle School. Today I'm going to be talking about Level 2.1. Level 2.1, the leading indicator, talks about the school leader communicating a clear vision as to how instruction should be addressed in the school. We truly believe that this is a strength of ours, and I'm going to talk about that specifically. In looking even at our semi-formal observations over the past 7 years, we've had 19 staff come in to observe our educators. And you'll see here that we have an average of about a 3.4, which is quite strong and really speaks to the level of instruction happening in our classroom. This is also due to the leadership as well as the instructional training that goes on for our educators here in the building. Right here, this is our lagging indicators. You can see our table of contents, and this is a list that I will get into as we go on. Looking at this particular piece, we are looking at our mini lesson instructional framework. Our teacher framework here is used so that we have a common language of instruction. We look to have this common language around all levels of instruction, from the do now to the mini lesson, deliberate practice, closure, and evidence of learning. There's also the component for teacher reflection. This here is just a cheat sheet and that we go through and we look at to help us with this teacher framework. This here shows it more specifically. So as you'll see, it's breaking down from the do now to the mini lesson with the learning target focus. We have the success criteria to measure the learning within that learning target. We also have the student practice and the closure with the teacher reflection piece. This is given to all teachers so they have that common language and understanding of the teacher framework. What we also like to do is align our teacher framework to the Danielson framework, which is used as our evaluation tool. We also use the new art and science of teaching. Ever since it came out, the new art and science of teaching has been an element that has been used to help bridge the gap between the teacher framework and Danielson itself. So you'll see here the way that those two elements are going in sync. Instructional standards of excellence in literacy is something that we put a lot of focus on. We want to make sure that there's a common language understanding of the different values and components of literacy instruction, talking about the volume of reading, writing about the reading, the types of discussions and questioning happening surrounding the reading. This is important within our literacy team from not only the ELA classroom teachers, but science and social studies, where they also emphasize literacy instruction. We do the same thing when it comes to math. We have our instructional standards of excellence in math, from the quality of tasks and assignments to communicating mathematically, as well as the evidence of learning targets. Again, this is something that is discussed within the teacher teams to make sure they have a common understanding of what the goals are within this content area. This here shows our pre-block instructional plan. The instructional plan is ultimately a tool that our teachers use to help discuss and plan how they're going to reach a certain goal over a course of time throughout the unit. So they look at this instructional plan, they meet with their team, they discuss what learning targets will be a focus, and then they create a literacy focus based around this plan. It's also done similarly to the literacy in the mathematics classrooms. This here shows our evidence of a clear vision. You'll see here that our strategic plan focuses highly on instruction. It's not only our focus area, but it's an area that we spend a lot of time in our professional development as well as our collaborative time. So this here shows the evidence of clear vision surrounding this. And the new art and science of teaching has been a tool that we've utilized for this practice since the onset of the introduction of the resource itself. Professional learning with common language and research is also very important to our staff. We have presentations to our staff wanting to make sure that we're giving that high quality instruction. We've used a resource such as Make It Happen, and we've used things such as leading impact of teams. Classroom culture is also very important to us, looking at things such as MVP directions and being very clear and concise when it comes to our expected behaviors in the classroom. Another area that we value is the area of the arts instruction. Although, we want to focus on our core academic instruction, the arts is also of imperative concern to us. And we want to make sure that the ultimate instruction is happening also in our arts classroom. So to help do this, we make sure that the effective instruction is happening by having the focus on arts instruction also. There's a Team 30 time that's allocated. This is 30 minutes of collaboration professional time that's happening daily. This gives the arts team time not only to look at their units of instruction, but for them to create performance assessments, for them to meet in data teams to discuss the results of their performance assessments, for them to talk about instruction, to conduct instructional rounds, and ultimately to do a book study, again, with the new art and science of teaching in order to help better their practices. We also really want to make sure that we're giving the best PD to our teachers. So we do this by giving presentations to our new staff. We do this with giving high quality instruction training, as well as in RTI and grading for equity. So we have presentations that we give to all new staff when they accept an offer to work here at our building. And we ultimately review not only our framework for teaching framework, but our Danielson rubric, the evaluation tool, as well as the art and science of teaching. We want to make sure we're continuously improving in our high quality instruction, RTI, and grading for equity. And it's important to start this work, especially with our new hires. Leading indicator 2.1, this one here is our other links and resources. Ultimately, we have a whole list of different resources and tools that are used here. And if you were to click on any of these links, you're able to look at lesson plans, to instructional playbooks, to action research, to even our new teacher videos and examples of those. Our action plan is to have instruction continuously be a focus for our strategic plan. And we're going to bring the strategic plan to life using quick data. Thank you so much for your time.